Leading off for the Mudhens, number 15, left fielder Noah Hahn. Batting second at shortstop, number 99, Max Gam. Batting third at first base, number 23, Brock Reinhardt. Batting fourth at third base, number 21, Evan Nelson. The catcher, batting fifth, number 66, Lucas McEllis. Batting sixth, the DH, number 4, Matt Vanderbosch. Batting seventh in center field, number 98, Joey Werner. Batting eighth in right field, number 77, Eddie Piney. And batting ninth at second base, number 13, Alex Mazzetti. On the mound, number 33, Quinn Kruger. And leading off for your Hawks, the shortstop, number 1, Nolan Drossel. Batting second at second base, number 32, Max Krebs. Batting third in right field, number 16, Mitch Eileth. Batting fourth, the center fielder, number 3, Jack Selesky. Batting fifth at third base, number 20, Evan Corinne. Batting sixth, the catcher, number 12, Griffin Teodoro. Batting seventh, the DH, number 23, Nick Brandt. Batting eighth at first base, number 10, Johnny Tegland. And batting ninth, left fielder, number 37, Cooper Sutter. On the mound, number 6, Ben Tegland. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you are able. Remove your headwear. Direct your attention to center field for the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we've watched were so gallantly streaming, and the
making the play.
He gets the pin. Raiders are clawing their way back in this game.
Just snipes one.
It's over. Save. Oh my God!
Did you see that?
Great diving play.
He's hit a touchdown. Hastings Raiders win the ball game.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this afternoon's HCTV game of NBA baseball. We've got a beautiful afternoon as the Miesville Mudhens come down to Vets Park to visit the Hastings Hawks. We'll get the game underway in just a moment here. Joining me to my right is Derek Simon. How's it going today, Derek?
Doing really well today, Johnny. Thanks. Beautiful day out here for the rivalry game with the Mudhens, and Hawks have a nice contingent of players here today. Looks like the Mudhens have a pretty full dugout as well, so it should be a good day for baseball.
Absolutely. We see the players getting ready, taking the field. Here is the batting order for the Miesville Mudhens. Leading off, number 15, the shortstop, Noah Hahn. Batting second, the second baseman, Max Gam. Batting third, the first baseman, Brock Reinhardt. Batting fourth, Evan Nelson at third base. Batting fifth, Lucas McEllis, the catcher. Batting sixth, designated hitter, Matt Vanderbosch. Batting seventh, center fielder, Joey Werner. Batting eighth is number 77, Eddie Piney in right field. And batting ninth, Alex Mazzetti at second base. Here's the defensive alignment for the Hastings Hawks. Around the outfield, Cooper Sutter in left, Jack Selesky in center, Mitch Eileth out in right field. Around the infield, Evan Corinne over at third base, Nolan Drossel at shortstop, Max Krebs at second, Johnny Tegland at first, Griffin Teodoro behind the plate, and Benny Tegland on the hill for the Hawks. Tegland getting his sixth start of the season. 1-2 record, 41 innings, 49 hits, 15 runs, 11 earned, 2.41 ERA. So really very good season for Benny Teglin. He's pitched as well as anybody on the Hawks so far this year, Derek.
He sure has. If anything, he's been pretty unlucky. That loss to Dundas was, or actually he got no decision against Dundas, but all 3 runs were scored on swinging bunts that went about 50 feet from the plate nobody could get to. As you said, if you have an ERA under 2.5, you should have a great record. And he's had a great season so far, and looking forward to seeing if he can do it again today.
Yeah, just a couple. He's gone deep into a lot of games. There's a couple games where we haven't had really enough guys in the bullpen behind him, so he's had to go an inning longer than we would have ideally wanted. But we are ready to start off this game, and it's going to be Noah Hahn, the left fielder, leading things off. First pitch from Teglin is dumped into left field, and that'll be a base hit to start off the game. So Hahn will be aboard.
Just reached out, put that one a couple feet into the grass. I think the Hawks will take that generally, a swing like that, but that one did find some green, and Miesville has the leadoff batter on.
So leadoff runner aboard for Max Gam, the shortstop, number 99. Throw over to first and runner back.
Again, that's brothers playing pitching and playing first base today.
The Teglin, not the battery today, but both in the field. Squares to bunt, pulls it back as the pitch is down low, I believe. Ball 1. 1-0. That is up in the air towards center field. Drifting back is Selesky. He's got it. 1 away. That'll bring Brock Reinhardt to the plate, first baseman, stepping into the left-handed batter's box against Benny. First pitch to him is down for a ball. 1-0. That one is just fouled down the first base line. Close, but looked like it was a few inches wide of the bag.
Reinhardt definitely been one of the better, I think, hitters and all-around players for Miesville the last few years.
And quick throw over to first. Yep, youngster, I think, is he a Simley?
I honestly don't remember offhand, but he's been around a few years and been a thorn in our side for sure.
For sure, very good hitter. That's up in the air into the outfield, jogging over and not going to get to it. It's going to fall between everyone. Ball drops for a double, rounding third and heading for home is going to be Hahn, and it's 1-0.
That's unfortunate. The Hawks probably should have had that baseball. I know it's a long, it's in the alley, but that was hit pretty high, and I don't think anybody got a good read on that one.
So 1 in for Miesville, and that's going to bring Evan Nelson to the plate.
Yeah, you can see both guys just kind of started a slow trot over, thinking it wasn't going to be in between them, and unfortunately falls, and it's 1-0 Miesville.
First pitch to Nelson is outside for a ball. That's popped up. Second base, shortstop looking around for it, and it is going to be the shortstop Drossel. It puts it away for out number 2.
Again, Drossel, a pretty darn important guy for the Hawks this year, just because he's so valuable and playing several different positions, shortstop, center field. He's pitched an inning. He can pretty much play everywhere you need him.
So here comes Lucas McNellis, the catcher. Takes a pitch just off the outside corner, ball 1. And there's a roller out towards second base, scooped up, thrown across, Krebs to Tegland, and that'll do it for the Mudhens in the top of the first. But they get a double and a single and take a 1-0 lead heading into the bottom of the first inning. Get a look at the batting order for the Hastings Hawks. Leading off, the shortstop Nolan Drossel. Batting second, Max Krebs. Batting third, Mitch Iliff. Batting fourth, Jack Zaleski. Batting fifth over at third base is Evan Crindade. Griffin DiTeodoro behind the plate, number 12. Nick Brandt, DH. Batting seventh, Johnny Tegland at first base, batting eighth, and Cooper DeSutter batting ninth. Here is the defensive alignment for the Mudhens. Around the outfield, Hahn, Werner, and Piney, left to right. Across the infield is Evan Nelson, Max Gam, Mezahai, and Brock Reinhardt over at first. Behind the plate, McNellis and number 33, Quinn Kruger, the righty, getting the start for Miesville this afternoon.
Yeah, Kruger's been around a while, has pretty good velocity. And sorry about that, guys. We had a little interruption there. It's been around a little while. It's good velocity. He's pitched against the Hawks probably a half dozen times more over the years. So we're not getting a B pitcher by any means here today. He's a quality pitcher on the mound.
No, he's definitely a guy that in the state tournament run that Miesville had last year, Class A state champions, of course, last year, he was a guy that got a lot of innings and got a few starts for him in there. So one of their, if not their number one arm, definitely at least for sure number 2 or 3 in their rotation, 100%. At least probably their number 1 or 2 guy, I would say. Getting the start today.
Hawks come in at 7-12. Miesville's 14-4, but I believe they started the year 11-0 and have had at one point lost 4 out of 5 games.
A lot of teams face a little bit of attrition in the middle of the year. You lose a few key guys at the wrong time, and then losing streak can pile up pretty quickly. But we'll see what happens today as Drossel, Krebs, and Iliff do to start things off for the Hawks. Drossel, first pitch into short left field. That is going to hang up and be put away out there for out number 1. That is Hahn out and left. Go ahead,
Johnny. Kruger, another Woodbury kid from Miesville, who's going to St. Thomas.
Okay. Still in school, is he?
It does not say. I know his college is St. Thomas.
Gotcha. I believe if he's not in college still, he's a very recent graduate. I don't think he's that old. And just a little jam shot, and that's going to drop into right field. So Krebs just gets a little bit of a flare over Mazzetti at second base, and the Hawks have a 1-out base runner for Mitch Iliff.
Pretty similar to the hit by Miesville in the first inning. If Hawks get a double here, maybe they can get the run in as well.
And there's the first pitch hit well to left. That's carrying, twisting around and looking up, and that's off the wall. And ball gets thrown away, but catcher comes over to back it up. So Krebs had to wait, so he doesn't quite score on the double, but looked like it bounced off the Mid-State Plumbing or the Biermeyer Financial Management sign over there. So well struck by Iliff.
Iliff now 10 for 19 on the year with the Hawks with 5 doubles. And Iliff has just been steady as it can be. hopefully we'll get to see that kid in the Northwoods League here soon.
So here comes Selesky, now second and third with a 1 out. Takes one pitch outside for a ball.
It's always the hard part for Tomball is you want your guys to do so well that they leave you and go to the Northwoods.
Sure, of course. And that catches the inside corner, strike one. 1-1. Away, 2-1.
Just a reminder, prop is FN5 or... Okay, thank you.
2-1 from Kruger is just a little roller to the right side. That's going to get a run home. And the ball gets away, and
Selesky's safe at
Selesky
first.
is safe at first base. Kind of the play was a little bit blocked off by the bar there, but I did see the save call from the umpire. I believe we're going to have to go an E4 on that. Let's get another look at the play. Just trying to scoop it up and can't quite find the handle on it, and Selesky ends up on first base.
So we're going to give Mazzetti an error on the play.
Selesky will get a RBI
yes, agreed.
regardless. First pitch is down and away to Evan Kryn.
That'll be Selesky's 6th RBI in the year. Evan Kryn, 17 for 50, hitting 340, having a really nice year at the plate.
Ball.
Does put runners on the corners here with 1 away, and so both teams will be looking if the Hawks are going to run and what Miesville will have for a sign defensively. And their middle infield playing back for 2 right now.
1-0 count to Kryn. Here's the pitch, swinging a foul tip, strike one. And 1-1 delivery is chopped up the middle. Over to second for one. The turn, not in time, and that's going to bring another run home for the Hawks.
And that'll be Evans' 13th RBI of the year, leading the Hawks so far.
Selesky retired 6-4 on the fielder's choice. Kryn will be at first base. 2 outs and 2 runs in for the Hawks here in the bottom of the first inning. Here comes Griffin DiTorodoro, or Griffin as we call him.
I was going to say, I'll let you handle Griffin's last name. I still can't say it right.
We still usually stick with Griffin. And he takes a strike across.
Griffin played in 1 game this far, 2 for 3 and a walk, so had a really nice first outing for the Hawks.
I'm going to have to go through my book again, Derek, because I swore he got into a second game, but that's all I have is that one performance down in Dundas, so I will go back and double-check that after the game to make sure that is correct. And swing and a miss, 1-2.
Yeah, we do really try to get the stats as good as we can for the boys. We have them on the website as well, if anybody wants to check them out.
Yeah, Griffin kind of signed mid-season after the Hawks went through a little bit of a catcher shortage there for a couple weeks, and he was able to help out, plays pretty well, pretty good defense behind the plate, and is able to at least be an effective AB, not an easy out at the plate. Puts the ball in play, and like you see, got a couple hits in down there in Dundas.
Yeah, had some good at-bats, as you say. Just fouled that one off, so we'll stay at 1-2.
And pops that one over the backstop.
Kind of like these guys who can prolong some at-bats and put a few extra pitches on each pitcher that they face throughout the game. I know the Hawks had a little bit of a problem with that down in Cannon the other day, of some longer at-bats.
Runner goes, and pitch is popped up in foul ground. It's going to land safely. Third baseman Nelson and left fielder Hahn over there for a look, but neither of them able to get particularly close to it.
Right. That's 3 straight foul balls for Griffin in this at-bat. Kruger has given up the 2 runs, 16 pitches so far, so Good inning here from the Hawks' point of view of getting a couple across and putting some pitches on his arm. See if Griffin can continue it here.
1-2 is outside. Runner goes. Throw it down to second is high and into center field. And Kryn is going to head over to third base.
Kryn will get the stolen base and reach third on the air. That's the second error of the game for Miesville.
So now 2-2, and all of a sudden the Hawks have another runner 90 feet away.
Big backstop here. If we could get one by the catcher, maybe even get a run.
2-2 is fouled straight back, right over the press box.
Nice professional at bat here for Griffin.
And reaches out and pops that one foul, and it's going to get over the fence, kind of over there right where the Walters and Horseshoe clan are usually sitting. Right up that third base line on the other side of the Hawks dugout.
It's going to be an expensive at bat for the Hawks with all these foul balls for the kids, but good at bat here early in the game.
And that one is popped up into short left field. It's going to hang up for Hahn. He's got it, and the Hawks are done in the bottom of the first. But they pick up 2 runs after 1 complete. Hawks 2, Miesville 1. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back.
Today, 4 Minnesotans lost their lives from fentanyl poisoning.
And 4 more will tomorrow.
Fentanyl is the #1 killer of 18 to 45-year-olds.
It's killing more and more 12 to 17-year-olds. They're people we care about.
Like my brother.
My sister.
My best friend.
We have the power to make a difference in our community. Join us in the fight against the fentanyl crisis.
He gets the pin. What a move, what a goal! Oh, what a shot, scores! The Raiders, can they get the lift? Yes, they do. Just snipes one. Oh my God!
And reaching up and making the play.
It's over!
Looking to throw, and she's gonna get the first down.
One! Touchdown Raiders!
Right, so we do have the Applebee's Wonton Tacos now in concessions.
And we're back here and see the judges and some other folks down the first base line. Charlie and Melissa, friends of mine, unfortunately in Miesville attire, but friends of mine nonetheless.
Well, that's awful big of you, Derek. You're a big man.
At any rate, here we go here for the top of the second.
Yeah, we got Benny Teglin going to face 6, 7, 8 for Miesville. Matt Vanderbosch, DH, and veteran Mudhens stepping in. Takes a strike across, 0-1.
Teglin just 11 pitches in that first inning, so got through that inning pretty quickly and kept his pitch count down.
And that one's across for a strike, 0-2.
Look for Ben to maybe bury a two-seamer here.
That one's a little bit down in the zone.
Or I should have said a curveball. Number 2, bury a number 2 there, sorry.
It is poked out towards third base. Kryn has it. Throw across is in time. 1 away.
Good start there again for Ben. His 4-pitch out.
Okay,
Number 98, Joey Werner.
So here's Joey Werner, center fielder for Miesville. Teglin's first pitch is down, ball 1. And swing and a miss at the off speed, 1-1.
Ben Teglin not afraid to go back to back to even back with the curveball.
Yeah, I know. I knew that.
And just off the plate, 2-1.
In the barn, what Zach says. Yeah.
Just upstairs, 3-1.
Real close one there. I think that's one as a pitcher you'd really like to have it just above the belt.
It was breaking down, so may have gone a little bit above the zone and kind of dropped in right below. And that one just a little bit low, ball 4. A lot of close pitches there. And that Teglin does not get, and Werner will be aboard with 1 out.
Here's a replay of the last pitch here.
Did come in a little bit below the knees. Tough pitch, very close.
Yeah, I think that one was a ball, but as you say, didn't miss by much.
And that one is throw over to first base, gets away. And Werner will be down to second base. Just a low throw over there by Ben. I feel like that's probably a E1, just trying to catch him off guard and skipped it a little bit.
A little bit wide of the bag into the runner. Was off of Johnny's glove, though. Taking a minute down at second base to make sure everybody's all right, I guess. And
yeah, a little collision, kind of. Werner and Teglin got tangled up for a little bit, for a brief second at first base, but looks like everybody's all right. So runner on second now, 1 out for Piney. And swing and a miss, strike 1. That is Sky to right center field. Iliff's got it over there, 2 away.
Nice play there, got it right into Drossel at short. Any chance at the runner going, and he would have been out at third.
Thanks again to everybody that's joining us on HCTV or on our internet-only feed on the Podbean app. We try to get on the Podbean app every single game for the Hawks home or road. I don't believe we failed to get something out there every game this year. Maybe one time we did. So we're a little short here, but definitely for every road game I try to get out there, or Derek tries to get out there. So here comes, we were trying to, Mazzetti is the second baseman. We were struggling with his name a little bit earlier. Takes strike 1, number 9 hitter for Miesville. And there's a strike, 0-2. Oh, 2 is away, 1-2. And swing and a miss, strike 3. So Teglin works around the 1-out walk, puts up a 0. We are through 1.5, 2-1 Hawks. So we've got a little bit of between game fun for you guys as usual. We'll start you off with a short one. Today is July 6th. It is Derek's birthday over here. Happy birthday, Derek.
Thank you very much.
We're going to go through a few Major League players born on this day, July 6th. Willie Randolph, born in 1954, a longtime Yankees second baseman, played in the league from 1975 to 1992. Of course, Manny Machado, the 6-time All-Star third baseman for the Orioles and Padres, born this day in 1992, our junior year of high school. Lance Johnson, center fielder for the White Sox and Cubs, among many other, born in 1963. Steve O'Neill, born in 1898, a 17-year catcher in the bigs, mostly for the Cleveland Naps/Indians. Jason Thompson, born in 1954, 11 years as a first baseman, mostly for the Tigers and Pirates. Had a couple of all-star nods early in his career. Brandon Lowe, born in 1994. He's been a utility player for the Rays the last 8 seasons, infield and outfield. Andrew Benintendi, also born in 1994, outfielder for the Red Sox, White Sox, Royals, and Yankees over the last 10 years. And Keter Montero, born in 2000, a young relief pitcher for the Tigers in his 2nd season with the club. So there you go, Derek. There's some more.
There's a large span of guys right there, age groups and all. I do remember, I think it was my 10th birthday, Johnny. I remember Dave Winfield homering. And even though he was a Yankee, it was still pretty cool because it was a Gopher.
Absolutely. Got to like that.
Right?
Got to like that.
Well, anyway, we're back here now.
Back here for the bottom of the 2nd inning. And first pitch to Brandt. Nick Brandt, the DH, is back to the backstop, ball 1. Johnny Tegland and Cooper DeSutter are due up next. Brandt hits one sharply, and that is going towards the gap. That's going to be... He is going to take a big turn at second, but cut off before it rolls to the gap by Joey Werner over there, and Brandt will be held to a long single.
And that's what Joey Werner can do for you defensively, is he's still got the speed. Saves Miesville base right there just by getting to that ball.
But the Hawks do have the leadoff runner aboard for Johnny Tegland. First pitch to Johnny's on the outside corner, strike 1. And that's a little pop-up into short right field. That's going to be trouble, and that's going to land. And hustling into second base is Brandt. So Tegland just finds a little bit of green, gets a Texas League single, and the Hawks have the first 2 runners aboard here in the bottom of the 2nd.
See what the Hawks want to do here if nobody out. If they do want to try to move him up with DeSutter being the number 9 hitter, or if they want him to swing away. Cooper does have a home run on the year, but is hitting 167 on the air, 4 for 24.
That has come up a little bit lately because he did start with a pretty big offer, so we'll see what they do. They do start out with him taking a big cut and miss for strike 1.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure Cooper started out something like 0 for 10, so that'd be 4 for his 14, which that is 286, much better number there.
He does square this time, pulls it back, but it's called a strike at the knees, 0-2. So that'll pretty much take the opportunity for a bunt out of the Hawks' hands there. 0-2, gets a piece of it and fouls it straight back.
Sutter, when he started out, had a lot of strikeouts, so he has a high number of 9. But the big difference in his game lately is he's up to 6 walks now on the year as well, and had some really good at-bats.
Yes, been taking some long at-bats, and definitely like to see that. And that's away, 1-2. See if he, behind 0-2 here, see if he can work his way, keep the at-bat alive, and find his way on base. Breaking ball, strike 3 called in the outside corner, 1 away.
Nice pitch there, just kind of froze Cooper up. That'll bring up Drossel here with runners on first and second and 1 away.
Number 1, Nolan Drossel.
Drossel flew out to left on the first pitch of the game, 0 for 1.
Replay of that strikeout, not just a really nice soft speed there and froze him up.
Drossel, first pitch is peeled off to the left, strike 1.
With Griffin and Cooper, 2 guys that have been able to extend some at-bats for the Hawks, has been a really, really nice find because a lot of the guys are swinging away right away early in the count. And kind of balances the lineup that way a little bit.
Up high, 1-1.
Another guy, Evan Kryn, will do the same thing.
That one is sharply up the middle and down for a base hit. Quickly up with the ball is Werner into the cut, and Brant will have to check in at third base, but they are loaded up with one out for Max Krebs.
Yeah, unfortunately, Nick didn't get the best jump off of a second there. He kind of stopped and looked to make sure the ball was going to land, and I don't know if he could hear the coach yelling at him to go or not, but at any rate, bases loaded with one out and some pretty good speed on the base pass.
Yeah, it took a quick second there. I don't know if it would have been enough for him to get around, as it did get to Werner pretty quickly, but in any event, it is bases loaded, one out for Krebs. 1 for 1 with kind of a little blooper single his first time up. Takes first pitch outside for a ball.
With Russell on first and Krebs running, you'd like to think a ground ball past the pitcher even could get the Hawks a run here.
That is shot off to the right, off the light pole. That's 50 points there, Derek, I believe, isn't it?
I think we should be up by more than 2-1 now. Also a real easy 50 cents for a youngster down there.
1-1 is down and in, swing and a miss, strike 2.
Nice pitch there. I was kind of hoping he could hold off on that one, but Max swung through it.
Yeah, kind of tied him up a little bit, got it in his hands. And that is off of Krebs' shoulders, and that'll drive in a run. So Brant will score, everybody will move up a base, and Krebs will get an RBI. He had 4 of them down in Cannon Falls, so he's racking up that number for himself.
Krebs, he had a great game. He's had a couple of really good games in a row. Coming in the game, hitting 400 with 10 RBIs.
So here's the ever dangerous Mitch Iliff, doubled the first time up, fouls that one off to the left, strike 1.
Yeah, that was Mitch's 10th hit of the year here in the first inning, 5th double. 10 for 19 in the young season for Mitch, playing in his 7th game of the year.
And big cut and a miss, strike 2. Swinging for the fences on that one.
Yeah, he sure was, trying to put that one over the batting cage, I think.
Oh, 2 is down and away, 1-2. One-two delivery, line to second base, over to second for 1, return throw, out, double play.
Oh, wow.
I think he actually had him there, honestly.
I thought he was safe by a step.
We'll take another look at it. It was a rocket to second base. Throw over to second for 1, return throw. We just couldn't see it there. But in any event, Iliff is retired on the 4-6-3 double play, sharply hit ball, and that'll do it for the Hawks in the bottom of the second. They get 1 across after 2 complete, 3-1 Hawks.
With over 300 passionate educators, our dedication to student success has never been stronger. These educators are more than teachers.
Let's paint the picture.
They are mentors who ignite curiosity and inspire a lifelong passion for learning. Our schools provide real-world experiences through cutting-edge programs in engineering and environmental science. At Hastings, we take pride in our blend of rigorous academics and enriching arts and athletic programs. These programs nourish our students' educational journey, enhancing their creativity and discipline and fostering skills that resonate throughout their academic and personal lives. This is Hastings Public Schools, where we care, we empower, and we achieve. Students are at the heart of all we do.
Batting 15 Noah Hahn.
Okay, we're back. Top of the third inning. And it'll be the top of the order due up for the Mudhens. Hahn, Gam, and Reinhardt. First pitch to Hahn. Gets inside and hits him. So first runner is aboard.
Hopefully that doesn't hurt the Hawks like it did for the Mudhens in the bottom of the second.
First pitch to Gam is bunted down the first baseline, and Teglin will field the ball, and Gam trying to get out of the way, so Teglin, rather than getting cute, just decides to retreat and step on the bag for out number one, so called a sacrifice. 3 unassisted, Hahn up to second base.
Yeah, exactly, Johnny. Good call. Go to the base instead of having a runner try to avoid you and possibly have the lead runner go to third.
I have seen that happen before. I've seen major leaguers get fooled by that kind of thing. So just go and get the out, which Teglin did. That one is rolled to third. It's going to be off of Kryn, and ball does deflect to Drossel, but no play.
At least for now, it is Kryn saves a run as the runner checks in at third base.
So it's going to be Brock Reinhardt now, runners on first and third. That is popped up right side. Teglin's got it near the fence, so big out for Benny Teglin there.
Huge out there. Have allowed the corners to play back if they'd like to now, and
especially first pitch coming out. Yes. Reinhardt just gets under one.
Exactly what the doctor ordered there.
So first and third, 2 outs. Here's Evan Nelson. Popped up to the shortstop. Drossel, his first time up. First pitch is on the outside corner, strike one. And that one is up in the air, and that is running towards the gap, and that's going to be down for a base hit. One run is going to score. Coming around third and heading for the plate is Hahn, and that is going to be a 2-run double for Evan Nelson. Actually, I'm sorry, that was McNellis. I was one batter off. That was McNellis. Excuse me, thank you. Okay, that's what it was.
Number 4, man, Vanderbosch.
So here's Vanderbosch, runner on second, 2 out, tie game. Takes a pitch outside, ball 1. That is popped foul and out of play. 1-1. And that's away, 2-1. Two-one delivery. Down low, 3-1. And that one is hit sharply out to right, but it righted to Sutter, and that'll do it for Miesville in the third inning. They do get 2 across. After 2.5, it is 3-3. All right.
The last 3 numbers.
We'll get going with a little bit more of the between innings trivia here, or past trivia. On this day in 1956, Baseball Commissioner Ford Frick introduced an honor to the best pitcher in baseball for that season. It was named the Cy Young Award in honor of the Hall of Fame pitcher who had passed away the year before. This award was initially only given to a single pitcher in the league, the first being won by the Brooklyn Dodgers' Don Newcomb. But in 1967, it was split up to honor the best pitcher in the American and the National League. Today, in the innings coming up, we're going to take a peek at the man behind the award, Denton True Young, best known by his nickname Cyclone, usually shortened to Cy. That's coming right up back at you. As we get a look at some of the fans over here. Kruger getting ready to work his 3rd inning in a 3-3 ball game, head to the bottom of the 3rd. Let's get a look at the Miesville outfield. Middle of the lineup due up for the Hawks this inning. All right. Jack Selesky going to lead things off for the Hawks here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
See if the Hawks can continue on a good start here today. So far, 5 hits, 3 runs through 2 innings.
And first pitch to Selesky is outside for a ball.
Kruger 40 pitches through 2 innings, so a good start that for the Hawks all around.
That one is out toward shortstop. Short arm by Drossel. Good throw over and a good receipt by, or actually, I'm sorry, wrong team. That is Hahn over to Reinhardt for out number 1. Excuse me on that.
Minnesota 20, Evan Corinne.
And first pitch to Kryn is in at the knees for a strike. 0-1. That's down and away, 1-1. Up in the air to center field. Looks like Werner has it measured, and he does. 2 away.
And Griffin will come up here again. He had about a 10 pitch at bat, or close to his first time up. Eventually flew out to left field.
Now batting number 12, Griffin.
First pitch is a foul tip at the plate, strike 1.
Talking about how Griffin was 2 for 3 that one game with a walk. Also had a stolen base, which is always a bonus out of your catcher.
And it's down and in for a ball, 1-1.
Just been really impressed with his vision and ability to recognize it's a ball and a strike, and having really good at bats, and not a guy who's been playing much out here this summer.
Fouled off to the left, 1-2. And there's a little pop-up wide of third base, and that's going to be put away by Nelson for a 1-2-3 inning. The Hawks go down in order. We are through 3 complete, 3-3 ball game. We'll take a quick break for you, and we'll be right back.
But here is the difference for the class of 1990.
We went from Mile High Eagles to Al and Peg.
I know you're all excited about Y2K. You could lose power or party like it's 1999.
Hastings High School has been graduating seniors. This is the first commencement of 87. Congratulations, class of 2023. Go Raiders!
Funding for community TV is in rapid decline, and HCTV will not survive without your help. Let your local representatives know that you support community TV. To learn more, visit savecommunitytv.com.
All right, top 4 back at you. Bottom of the Miesville lineup due to face Ben Teglin. 3 runs in for each team in the first 3 innings. Quick start offensively for both sides. Couple of extra base hits for Miesville, driving in the 3 runs. McNellis with a double in the 3rd inning, and Reinhardt with a double in the 1st.
Ben Teglin through 3 innings. He has given up the 3 runs, but just 37 pitches.
Yeah, no extra. Well, there was. I take it back. He does have 1 walk and 1 hit batsman, so a couple of free passes for Benny. That's something he usually keeps down. That's part of why he generally is effective, because usually he does give up some base hits, but does make the guys earn their way on base most of the time. As Joey Werner starts off with a strike.
Hawks playing Joey to pull it.
And pulls one sharply down the first base line, but foul. Good crowd in here for a Sunday Miesville Hawks game. We would expect no less. One of our better crowds, fuller crowds of the year here, and seeing an entertaining game so far. 3-3 after 3. 0-2 pitches down and away, 1-2.
DeSutter playing straight away in left field, but in center field, Selesky over about 5 steps.
That's away, 2-2.
Also see Iliff maybe a couple steps towards the line.
Two is popped up into short left field. And it's going to be put away by DeSutter out there, 1 away.
So the Drossel go out there. It looked like he might have been going after it, and then he pulled away, and DeSutter was a good 10-15 feet away from him. So not sure if he was just watching the ball the whole way up, or if anybody lost it there. I'm not sure.
I think Drossel was kind of going back for it, but he must have heard DeSutter call him off, because DeSutter had it pretty easily. That one's popped up to right field. Actually, it's going to be to second base, and it's going to be Krebs putting it away for a quick out number 2.
Yeah, great start to the inning here for Ben. 2 outs and on just a few pitches again.
Here's Mazzetti, struck out in the 1st inning, the 1 strikeout victim to Ben Teglin so far. First pitch is dumped into right field, and that's going to be down for a base hit. So Mazzetti is aboard with a 2-out single. Turn it back over to Hahn at the top of the order. Hahn hit by a pitch and singled in 2 trips. Came around to score in the first inning on Reinhardt's double. And down and away, good block by Griffin, ball 1. And that's up in the air to center field. Selesky over. He's got it. That'll do it for the Hens in the top of the 4th. 2-out single goes for naught, and we are through 3.5, 3-3 ball game. All right, we will continue with the tale of Denton True Young. He was born March 29th, 1867, in the small farming community of Gilmore, Ohio, the oldest of 5 children. Dent's education stopped after the 6th grade so he could help his family with farming chores, but it was also at this time that Young discovered the game of baseball. Encouraged by his father, who had been a Union private in the Civil War, the young boys played ball every chance they got. Dent developed into a better pitcher than hitter quickly and would practice on his lunch breaks by throwing rocks, a story common to many of the hardest throwers of baseball's early years. Despite his incredible career stats, he did not enter the majors early. At age 21, he was still playing semi-professional ball in Carrolltown, Ohio for $1 a game. He gained the attention the following year pitching in Leesburg and New Athens, Ohio in 1889, and pro teams began bidding on him the next year. So we will get back to some more Dent Young stories, because he's not Cy yet.
He's still Dent.
He's still Dent, which I think it's good that somebody came up with that nickname, because the Dent Young Award doesn't really have the same ring to it as the Cy Young Award.
It sure doesn't.
So we'll get back to some more of that in the middle of next inning. Meanwhile, the Hawks back up to take another crack at Quinn Kruger and try to regain the lead here. They have had the lead a couple times, 2-1, and well, actually once, 2-1 and then 3-1.
Big kid with some power, just consistency. Once he gets the consistency go down, sees a little bit more pitching, it's going to be really good.
That one is fouled over the backstop, 2-1.
Nick came into the game today 9 for 33 at a 273 clip with 1 home run. Had that one over in Elko.
2-1 is fouled off to the right, and that'll go over the, might be off the roof of the concession stand or just beyond it. That is rolled to third base. Backhanded over there by Nelson. Throw across. Scoop does not. He gets past the first baseman, Reinhardt. And I think that is going to be probably an error on Nelson over at third base. I think a good throw does get to Sutter. Or Brandt, excuse me.
I agree there, Johnny. He made a nice play, gathered himself for a strong throw, and just misfired.
So Brandt aboard. Here comes Johnny Teglin, who dumped a bloop single into right his first time up, 1 for 1. And that one is up the middle. That's going to be down for a single. Checking in at second is going to be Brandt, and the Hawks have something going in the bottom of the 4th inning. First 2 runners aboard for a Cooper to Sutter.
That might already be Johnny's best game at the plate as a Hawk. 2 hits here now. And DeSutter will come up again with first runners on first and second and nobody out.
Sutter with his light blue batting gloves and gear and glove as well. I assume those are the colors of somebody he is or has played for.
He and Brandt also with the more of the royal blue batter helmet.
0-1 to Cooper. He is a swing and a miss, strike 2. That's fouled off to the right.
That's at the concessions.
Oh, 2, strike 3 called. The setter is down looking once again, and there's one away.
Yeah, he's had Cooper's number here today where he's kind of froze him twice now on 2 strike pitches, but for the most part, not very many strikeouts on either side today.
The shortstop, number 1, Nolan Russell.
So that'll bring up Drossel 1 for 2, takes a strike at the belts, 0-1. Long look in, and pitch misses down and away, 1-1.
Good hold there by Drossel for one of he threw that ball. I thought it was going to be a strike, just a little low, as you said.
That one is popped foul. It's going to get over the fence, not a play, 1-2. And just gets a piece of that to stay alive. Tipped foul.
Umpire tried to grab it, just missed it on the way by. That'd been a pretty cool play.
Yeah, it would have been impressive for sure. That one is popped up. Short left field. And going to be put away by Hahn out there, 2 away.
Just got a little too much of that one. I thought maybe we'd get that one in the Bermuda Triangle out there, but Hahn was able to come get the play.
A little bit too much under it, like you said, Derek.
Yep, so 2 away now with runners on first and second.
Second baseman, number 32, Max Krebs.
And as Johnny said earlier in the game, Krebs has been a great guy to have at the plate with runners on base lately.
Yep, Krebs singled and scored in the first and was hit by a pitch to drive in a run in the second. Takes that one away, ball 1. That one is hit pretty well out to left field. Going back, and gone! It's a 3-run homer for Max Krebs, his second of the season. Krebs continues to be white hot at the plate and hitting in that 2-hole as he gets congratulations from the boys at home plate. And that'll jump the Hawks back out in front. It was 6-3 lead.
What do you guys think? We'll get 2 numbers for that one. Now batting number 16, Mitch Eilef.
Get the ball out of this ballpark in the alley there. That's at least 380.
So that'll clear the bases for Mitch Eilef. And Miesville's appealing over to first base there, doing Miesville things. They're appealing, I assume, that he missed the first base bag when going around the bases. First pitch to Eilef is up high for a ball.
So a big 3-run homer here in the fourth. It is now 6-3 Hawks.
And that will clip Eilef on the forearm, and he'll head down to first base.
Please step off. Do not be on that platform. Thank you. Your next batter, number 3, Jack Selesky.
So 1 on, 2 out. Here is Selesky, 3 already in for the Hawks. That is hit pretty well out to left center field. chasing it over to the gap, and putting away is going to be Werner for out number 3. But a 3-run shot by Max Krebs puts the Hawks back out in front after 4 complete. It is 6-3. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Whoa.
Hi, can I help you?
Yeah, my friend Jay and I are looking for our dream home, something big. Right now I feel like I'm living on top of him.
Great, let's talk mortgages.
Wait, your bank is looking
cozy. Yeah, we like personal interactions, but as you can see, our vault still has plenty of space for our customers' dreams.
Wow.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
And don't forget, folks, you guys have been great so far. I've been seeing the line over Kentucky.
He gets the pin. What a move, what a goal! Oh, what a shot, scores! The Raiders, can they get the lift? Yes, they do.
Just snipes one.
Oh my God!
And reaching up and making the play.
It's over! Looking to throw, and she's going to get the first down.
One! Touchdown Raiders!
Okay, back for the top of the 5th inning. 2-3-4 due up for the Hens, Gam, Reinhardt, and Nelson.
Tag on just 46 pitches through 4 innings. Good spot for Ben, 11.5 an inning.
And first pitch is high and tight, ball 1 to Gam. And there's a good breaking ball across. That missed, I guess. That looked across to me. Yeah, he says ball 2.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised.
Must have been
for
inside.
That one,
Looked like a good pitch. Must have been inside. And that one's way inside, 3-0.
Yeah, just missed hitting him on the forearm there, so 3-0.
And that's across, 3-1.
See what Ben throws here. I would not be surprised for him to see him throw a curveball on 3-1.
No, he certainly is not afraid of that in this spot. And strike called.
Oh, yeah.
Late strike called. Gam had already thrown his back. It was a late strike call, I will say that, by the umpire, but 3-2. I think that was a pretty close pitch on the outside. I think it deserves to be 3-2 one way or the other here, honestly. So,
especially after the second pitch there.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't like it when you run out of that box like that either before the ball.
Payoff pitch is rolled out to second base. Takes a big hop up to Drossel, who throws across, 1 away.
Nice recovery there by Ben at any rate, from coming to 3-0, coming back and getting the speedster Gam out.
Yes, definitely a guy you do not want on base leading off an inning if you're trying to put up a 0, especially with the middle of this order coming up. Starting with Brock Reinhardt, who is 2 for 3, just double and a single.
Yeah, as we said earlier, he's definitely been one of Miesville's better hitters in the last few years.
That one misses just off the outside corner, ball 1. And that misses just off the outside corner, ball 2. And that's down low, 3-0. That's a cross, strike 1. 3-1. That is rolled through the hole on the right side, past Krebs into left field for a ground ball base hit. So Reinhardt is aboard with his 3rd hit of the game.
Ben gives up a lot of ground balls, so he's going to give up some of those base hits. If we can hold him to singles, he's usually does just fine. He's just got to not allow 2 or 3 in a row, and he can get out of the
Right.
game fine.
So here's Evan Nelson, who's popped up a couple of times, takes strike 1.
Teglin has given up a couple doubles today, but he gives up a lot of singles, and as long as they're not grouped together, it tells you why he's got a 2.4 ERA coming into today.
And down and away, 1-1. That's up high, 2-1.
That inside pitch there, Ben trying to get him to pop one up again. He's throwing it over his hands for ball 2.
And that one's across on the inside corner, 2-2. And swing and a miss. Comes up high and gets Nelson chasing 2 away. That'll bring up McNellis, the big catcher. Big, ever notice how big this kid is stepping into the right-hand batter's box. Kind of much like Brandt on the Hawks side. Very big kid behind the plate. Did have that 2-run double in the 3rd inning to tie things up.
McNellis, I know this will shock you, Johnny. He's from Woodbury, and he's going to St. Thomas.
Ah, well, there you go.
I know that's very on Miesville to be from Woodbury and go to St. Thomas.
And there's a good pitch on the outside corner, 1-1.
Kind of the pipeline they have.
Just inside, 2-1. There's a chopper out to shortstop, and that's going to bounce off, take a high hop, and get off Drossel, and everybody's going to be safe. Just kind of takes a big hop, kind of jumped up and hit Drossel in the shoulder. It's going to be an E6, and the inning continues for Vanderbosch.
Yeah, unfortunately for Nolan, it's just a bad hop there. Did get him in the chest, so nobody advanced any further than first or second base, and I've tried to get Vanderbosch out.
So here's Vanderbosch. He is Griffin going to go out and have a little chat with Ben here, go over the signs perhaps.
Probably a good time to do it with the former minor leaguer at the plate.
Sure, absolutely. First pitch Teglin is shot into left field for a base hit. Rounding third and heading for just gets back to the plate as Kryn cuts the ball. Big turn at third from Reinhardt, but just manages to get back in. So that's going to load him up for Joey Warner.
I think the runner might probably got underneath the tag over there at third base, but a good try there by the Hawks.
Yeah, good play by good cut by Kryn, and then I believe that was probably Drossel over there covering if I read that play correctly. Good attempt on that, and Reinhardt just getting that foot back in. That one is chopped foul wide of first base by Warner, strike 1. That one is hit well out to right field. Hooking foul.
I was watching Iliff go back. It must have been quite a bit more foul than I thought it was, as I never saw the ball land. But I think it was behind the trucks.
I think it got to the right of the 335 sign, which is about 5 feet wide of the foul pole over there. So he does give it a good poke, but well foul. 0-2. And that is grounded to Krebs, and that's going to be deflect off of him, and everybody's going to be safe. Just a couple of really bad hops in the infield. And another run is in for the Mudhens.
Real tough play there. He did a good job just keeping it in the infield, and again, by doing so, keeps the runner at third base. It's 6-4 now, Hawks.
Right fielder number 77, and finally.
So here comes Piney. Been flown out twice. Base is still loaded, 2 outs. Teglin trying to find the third out there. Gets strike 1 into Piney.
Yeah, we gave the hit there on the last one.
Given the hit on that last play. Okay, I think that's fair. And down and away, 1-1.
So Miesville now with 8 hits and 4 runs. Hawks 6 runs on 7 hits.
Big breaking ball across, strike 2, 1-2. One, two, just off the outside corner, 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
So that happens when you throw so many curveballs occasionally and you get the guys late on your fastball, and Teglin with an enormous strikeout there.
Big strikeout there, yes. The Mudhens do get one across, but Teglin does manage to leave the bases loaded, and after 4.5, 6-4 Hawks. We'll get a little bit more into the Cy Young story here. Hoping to raise money to marry Robba Miller, the girl from the next farm over, Young saw an opportunity to make money playing baseball and side with the Tri-States League team in Canton for $60 a month in 1890 at age 23. During his tryout for Canton, he impressed the scouts with his fastball, throwing against a wooden fence so hard that it tore the boards off, leading one observer to muse the fence looked like a cyclone had hit it, giving Young the nickname that would stick with him for the rest of his life. He went 15-15 for a last-place team that season, but impressed scouts by striking out 201 batters and walking only 33. His final game in Canton was a no-hitter with 18 strikeouts and no walks on June 25th. A few days later, Canton's season ended and Young's contract was purchased for $300 by the National League Cleveland Spiders. So we'll get to a little bit of the Spiders here. I think we got time to get to this next part. Around the time that Young signed with the Spiders, the Upstart Players League formed in an effort to break the control the owners had over the game, with many high-level players defecting, forcing the NL to dig deep into their minor league system looking for talent, including Young. The Spiders finished 44-88 that year, but the promising rookie had a 9-7 record that season, their only pitcher to finish above 500. In 1891, the Spiders were still in 5th place at 65-74, but Cy had become the team's ace, going 27-22 with a 2.85 ERA, throwing 43 complete games and 423 2/3 innings. However, he was still walking far too many batters. He improved to 36-12 the next season with a 1.93 ERA and 9 shutouts as the Spiders moved up to 5th place in the NL. And we'll come back with a little bit more of that later as the Hawks getting ready to bat in the bottom of the 5th here. It is going to be Crin, De Toradoro, and Brandt due up for the Hawks.
Leading out for the Hawks, number 20, Evan Cohen.
So Evan reached on a fielder's choice with RBI, stole second, and then flew out to center. So 0 for 2 with a ribby for Ev today. Takes a strike. Very near the team lead in RBI this year so far. Definitely in double digits, I know that.
Yeah, I believe he has hit his 13th today.
Thank you, Derek. And that breaking ball is over the outside corner for a strike. As Kruger, that one is shot to left field, but right at Hahn. One away.
Hahn was playing him pretty deep. I actually think that the Mudhens are playing fairly deep all the way around. So pretty easy play for him as Corinne hit one just about 5-6 steps short of the warning track.
So here comes Griffin, 0 for 2, a fly out and a pop out and 2 trips. Down in the dirt, 1-0. And up and away, 2-0. Anthony is on the corner, 2-1. Both pitchers, this will be 75 for Kruger, 75 already for Teglin so far. That is into short left field. Could be trouble. Hahn tumbling, and he makes the catch. Good catch out there in left field by Hahn. Comes a long way in. Ball looked like it was going to be in no man's land and just made a tumbling catch over there, probably 10 steps into the grass.
Yeah, an impressive play there. I just was talking about how they were playing so deep for Corinne, and he's able to come all the way in and make that grab.
So here's Brandt, singled, reached on an error, scored both times. Swing and a miss here, strike one. And swinging a foul tip, 0-2. Breaking ball outside, 1-2.
Nice hold there by Nick.
And high and back to the backstop, 2-2. Kruger's delivery, swing and a miss, strike three. So 1-2-3 inning for Kruger, and that'll do it for the Hawks in the fifth. We're through 5 complete. Hastings 6, Miesville 4. We'll go to a quick commercial break after we take a look at this strikeout here. Breaking pitch down, just got Brandt to swing over the top of it, and 6-4 ball game, and we will be right back.
Whoa.
Hi, can I help you?
Yeah, my friend Jay and I are looking for our dream home, something big. Right now I feel like I'm living on top of him.
Great, let's talk mortgages.
Wait, your bank is looking
cozy. Yeah, we like personal interactions, but as you can see, our vault still has plenty of space for our customers' dreams.
Wow.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Some you've heard of more, but it doesn't bother me because I just love to explore. Interviewing owners and lending a hand. I love to assist for as long as they can stand.
Okay, back for the top of the sixth. 6-4 Hawks Mudhens is going to lead things off with Alex Mazzetti, their 9-hitter. First pitch to him is in there for a strike, 0-1-1. Mazzetti struck out and singled in 2 trips. Big breaking ball over the outside corner, and Tiglin starts ahead with 2 strikes. That is chopped wide of the third base bag. Breaking ball just misses inside. 1-2. There's a little fister, and that's going to caught at second base by Krebs. Throw over, dug out at first base. Fantastic play by Krebs once again. Excellent play over there at second base. Just a little flare that was heading to the outfield. See if we can get a good look at it here. Just having to turn on his heel and throw strongly across, one away.
Outstanding play again. Again, he's had the home run. He had that one hard hit ball. He kept in the infield and saved the Hawks a run earlier in the game as well.
That's going to turn it back over to Hahn, who takes a ball outside, 1-0. And swing and a miss and an off speed, 1-1. And big swing and a miss, another off speed, 1-2.
Another nice pitch there by Ben.
Hahn singled and scored, hit by a pitch, and flown out in 3 trips. That's away, 2-2. And swing and a miss. Tip. Third strike. Ball hit the ground, picked up, and tags Hahn for out number 2. So 2 away for Gam.
Nice pitch there. Yeah, Griffin able to pick it up and tag him out. 2 quick outs.
First pitch to Max Gam is down low. Gam 0 for 2, fly out, ground out, and a sacrifice bunt in 3 trips, 0 for 2. That is going to be wide of shortstop. Drossel over there for a look, but Gam shoots a little seeing eye single through the infield, and there's a 2-out base runner for Miesville. And here is the dangerous Brock Reinhardt, 3 for 3 already.
That's what speed does for you, too. Kryn was in at third base, and so he didn't have the range he would have had back if he played back, and not a ball Drossel could get to either. Just found a hole.
First pitch to Reinhardt is inside for a ball, 1-0. Tegelman's still looking for his first 1-2-3 inning today. And that is inside, and that's going to hit Reinhardt. Gam was off with the pitch. He'll check in at second base.
That'll put runners on first and second. The tying run, of course, now on first base.
So Tegelman got the first 2 outs, but then, like I say, that little seeing eye single by Gam, and Reinhardt hit by a pitch.
21, Evan Nelson.
Hahn was the mystery 15 we're trying to figure out. Thank you, Derek. And
yeah,
that
no problem.
He was written down as 13 in our scorecard, so we've been trying to figure out who 15 was on the camera earlier, but that is Hahn, is 15, as Nelson takes a ball down low. And strike on the corner, 1-1.
Now that we know he's 15, I look and see that he's from Cottage Grove, not Woodbury. But he goes to St. Thomas.
Well, there you go. 1-1. Grounded to Drossel. He'll flip over to Krebs, and that'll do it for Miesville in the top of the 6th inning. So they get a couple of 2-out base runners, but Benny shuts the door. So we'll get back to a little bit of Cy Young. After the 1893 season, the pitching rubber was moved back 5 feet to its familiar 60 feet 6 inches, and unsurprisingly, Young's ERA suffered, his ERA rising to 3.36 as he adjusted to the change. He did adjust pretty well, however, winning 16 of his last 20 decisions to finish 34-16, and his 2.2 walks per 9 was the best in the NL that season. Young continued piling up wins with the Spiders through 1898, when the Cleveland owners Frank and Stanley Robinson acquired a second NL team, the St. Louis Perfectos, and transferred all their best talent to St. Louis, as there was no rule against it at the time. Young had another excellent season for the Perfectos, going 26-16. The NL contracted 4 teams after the 1899 season, including the Spiders, so RIP Spiders, and the Perfectos changed their names to the Cardinals for the 1900 season. Young had a frustrating season in 1900, though. A bruised rib caused by a first base collision caused him to miss significant time for the first time in his career, took some zip off his fastball, and caused him to miss out on winning 20 games for the first time since his rookie year, finishing 1919. He became frustrated with the close losses and team management and signed with the Boston Americans of the upstart AL in 1901, when Cardinals management refused to match the $3,500 offer from Boston, thinking the 34-year-old Young was washed up. And we are back for the bottom of the 6th inning. Johnny Teglin going to lead things off. Still facing Quinn Kruger on the hill out there, who's settled down a little bit. Got his second 1-2-3 inning in the 5th. First pitch to Johnny is down low for a ball. Teglin a couple of singles. Seeing eye single, and then a single, or like a little bloop single and a single straight up the middle. Big breaking ball hangs high, 2-0. Way high, 3-0. And inside, 4-pitch walk for Teglin to start the 6th inning.
They'll put Kruger at, I believe, 85 pitches on the day. Teglin at 92 through 6. Both bullpens look to be empty or quiet here, though, Johnny. So see if the Hawks can do something here in the bottom of the 6th.
Here's to Sutter. Has had trouble against Kruger his first 2 at-bats, gone down looking twice, and starts him off with a strike.
Yeah, it kind of looks like he's almost gotten him guessing here now. And as you said, both times looking on pitches that were fairly in the strike zone.
And that one's going to get back to the backstop off the catcher's glove. That's McNellis back there. Just couldn't snag that one. And Teglin is going to be down to second on. I'm marking that down as a wild pitch. It was pretty far outside. I think McNellis will tell you he feels like he probably should have had that, but quite a ways out of the zone.
Yeah, I agree.
1-1 is down and away, 2-1.
I think any catcher would say they probably should have had anything that almost hit their glove, whether it's fair or not. But I agree, it was a wild pitch.
2-1 is shot out to short right field. And diving play by Piney over there to make the out. Looked like he kind of was jogging over there, but did make a nice sliding play at the end to a nice sliding play over there to put it away, and good return throw to the infield to make sure Johnny stays at second base. So good range over there by Piney and right, one away.
Hawks leading 6-4, but without the Miesville outfield playing as well as they had, it could be an 8-4 game. They've saved a few runs here today.
Here's Drossel straight up to center field. Werner is moving in a few steps. One pitch and Drossel is retired. 3 flyouts and a single for Nolan today. And here is the red-hot Max Krebs. Already 2 hits, on base 3 times at 4 RBIs. Singled and scored in the first, hit by a pitch to drive in a run in the second. Of course, that big 3-run homer in the fourth to give the Hawks the lead. First pitch to him is down for a ball.
Just had quite the last couple weeks. Krebs just really taken off at the plate. Some of the best defensive plays we've seen in a while.
I mean, honestly, for the last 2-3 weeks, he's been playing as well as anybody on the team offensively for sure, and defensively, really. Been outstanding in the field and at the plate. Takes that one high, 2-0. And Hawks rewarded him by pretty much gluing him into that number 2 hole. And that's a strike on the outside corner, 2-1. Good breaking ball across, 2-2.
2-1 might be looking for a certain pitch there was Max, and good pitch there by Kruger. Next pitch will be his 95th of the day, though.
And fouls that off to stay alive, 2-2. That one is fair ball down the third baseline. Krebs stays hot, and he'll take a big turn at first and hold up there. Teglin comes down to score, and it's 7-4. Boy, Krebs just staying hot. Another hit right down the third baseline. Seems like everything's going right for him right now.
Just piling up the RBIs.
Fifth run driven in of the Hawks' 7 runs. Here's Iliff, doubled, smoked the ball into a double play to end the second inning, and hit by a pitch in the fourth.
That's 2 homers and 15 RBIs, team leading now for the Hawks. As he passed Kryn today.
As that one is flared off to the left. 1-1.
And with Mitch, if he got out the last time, he's pretty much due a hit.
It sure seems like that's been the case for him. That one is popped foul, and that's going to reach the spectators. They're down the third baseline.
So this pitch will be the 100th of the game for Kruger.
And that one is going to be popped foul out of play as well.
So 100 for Kruger now. Ben Teglin at 92 himself through 6.
Another 0-2 delivery. Runner goes, and that was going to skip back to the backstop. So actually, did it hit him?
Looks like it
hit him. Okay.
I don't know if it got him in the shoes or where it got him, maybe somewhere low, and we'll see the replay here. Maybe the
heel or something. I'm not sure where that hit him, but ump called timeout right. Ump called dead ball right away. So down to second base or down to first base will be Iliff, Krebs to second, and Selesky now at the plate with a runner in scoring position. Takes one inside for a ball. Selesky reached on an error, but drove in a run in the first and then ground out and fly out. There's a little flare to right field, and that is going to drop foul. Just wide of the line. That's the kind of thing that That's the kind of thing I was just about to say. Selesky needs to get himself going here. He's had a couple of games where just hasn't been hitting very well for the last couple weeks as Jack. So just really was driving the ball well early in the season, but had a few offers lately, and that average was in the mid-3s down into the mid-2s at this point. So definitely a good hitter, though, so trying to get off the schneid.
Yeah, Jacko, 245 coming into today. When he's going well, is that line drive up past the second base bag for a single. It's what he was doing for a long time this year.
Takes a pitch high, 2-1.
Pretty much everything from the second baseman to the second base bag, he was just line driving it every time. Shouldn't get back to that here.
That one is fouled back and out of play. Strike 2.
Get him now. Let's go, Quinn.
2-2 is rolled out to shortstop. Gathered by Gam, thrown across, and Selesky is retired. So the Hawks do get another run across, another RBI for Max Krebs. We are through 6 complete, 7-4 Hawks. We're going to head out for another commercial break, and we will be back with you in a couple of minutes. Hang in there.
He gets the pin. What a move, what a goal! Oh, what a shot, scores! The Raiders, can they get the lift? Yes, they do.
Just snipes one.
Oh my God!
And reaching up and making the play.
It's moving! It is over! Looking to throw, and she's going to get the first down.
Gone! Touchdown Raiders!
Who are we? We are artists. We are entertainers. We are storytellers.
Hey, we are back for the top of the 7th. Lucas McNellis going to lead things off against Benny Tegland. And a little nubber foul up the walk-up path, and Vander Bosch will flip it back to the ump from the on-deck circle.
Hawks bullpen quieted for the moment. Miesville has somebody just starting to warm up.
There's a chopper past the shortstop Drossel, just another seeing eye single into left field.
Batting number 4, Matt Vander Bosch.
And as I say that single, it looks like Trace Brayton's going to go down to the bullpen and warm up.
Vander Bosch 1 for 3. Chopper right back to Tegland. To short for 1. Across. Double play. 1-6-3. And again, just what the doctor ordered for Ben Tegland. Great athletic play by Tegland, too. Just reaching up and catching that ball at its peak. And right over to Drossel at second. Good turn from him at the Keystone. And 2 quick outs for the Hawks.
Batting 98, Joey Werner.
So base is empty. 2 down for Joey Werner. Here's a little tapper foul. Strike 1. That's chopped out to first base. Johnny Tegland's got it. He steps on the bag, and a quick inning after the leadoff single turns into a quick inning. Only a couple more pitches for Ben Tegland. I think he might have gotten through that one on 5 or 6.
I believe you're right. I think it was 92 to start the inning.
So nice, quick, not a 1-2-3 inning, but the first time that Benny has faced the minimum. Okay. Let's get back a little bit to the Cy Young story here between innings. However, Young was far from washed up when he reached Boston and altered his approach to become even more unhittable as he aged. He won 119 games for the Americans, later the Red Sox, over the next 4 seasons, increasing the use of his slow ball, now called a changeup, and 2 different curves, which he would throw from different arm slots to confuse batters. In 1903, Young threw the first pitch in modern World Series history as he started Game 1 against the Pittsburgh Pirates, but the Pirates scored 4 runs that inning and Young lost the game. He did, however, bounce back to go 2-1 with a 1.95 ERA in the series, leading Boston to the championship. Young's dominance continued throughout his 30s. After one-hitting Boston in 1904, Philadelphia Athletics' colorful pitcher Rube Waddell taunted Young to face him so he could repeat the performance against him head-to-head. 3 days later, Young responded by throwing the first perfect game in baseball's modern era, facing Waddell as the 27th and final batter, yelling, "How do you like that, hayseed?" when he had induced Waddell to fly out for the final out. This was the middle of an incredible streak for Young of 25 1/3 consecutive hitless innings, or 76 straight hitless batters, a mark that has never been touched. Even after he allowed a hit, Young's scoreless streak reached 45 shutout innings in a row.
That is funny. Now the new pitcher on the mound will be Hahn. He'll come in from left field.
Hahn is coming in from left field to pitch. That'll do it for not Brock Reinhardt, from Quinn Kruger, going through 6 innings.
Yep, and then Matt Vanderbush, the DH, goes into left field.
Thank you, Derek. That makes perfect sense. Easy switch for them to make. Now, understandable why they set things up that way in anticipation of that.
Getting back to your story for a minute, though, sometimes you just need to keep your mouth shut and not smack talk certain guys, right?
Yeah, there you go.
They don't need more motivation than they already have. That was pretty funny, though.
Rube Waddell was a colorful character. I will get to him at some point, Derek. He definitely deserves a baseball history minute of his own because he was one of the crazier guys in baseball history.
First pitch was down for ball 1.
Ball 1, thank you. And that's a strike called Evan Crin. It looked like it was a little bit tight, but called a strike to Evan, 1-1.
Yeah, I thought that was nothing egregious or anything, but I thought that was a ball.
And that's inside, ball 2. It's just that inside corner has not been particularly generous against right-handers, so
no,
I thought that was ball 1. But in any event, it's now 2-1 to Crin. And there's a strike on the outside corner. Hahn kind of coming from, I don't know what you call it, but coming from his arm coming from way back, trying to hide that ball to the last minute, and that's going to be rolled over to third base. Throw across from Nelson, 1 away.
Yeah, he hides that ball a little longer and then comes over. I suppose maybe a 3/4 delivery.
A little bit 3/4, but I think really keeps that pitching shoulder back as far as he can before revealing it at the last minute.
And I've always liked that too because you're using your whole arm. You know, a lot of guys short arm it, in my opinion, a little bit and don't use their whole shoulder and arm. And I've always been a proponent of trying to get the guys to almost point their fingers backwards so they're using that whole entire arm.
So here's de Torodoro, who's 0 for 3. His first look at Hahn. He takes a strike on the inside corner. That's popped foul and will get out of play. 0-2. That one is going to be fouled over the fence. Another 0-2 delivery coming to Griffin.
Yeah, like I said, I really like how he takes his at-bats, fouls off a lot of pitches, and makes the pitcher work.
Just off the outside corner. Good take, 1-2. And down and in, 2-2. That's going to be popped foul, and we'll have another pitch coming. Another 2-2 coming to Griffin. Fly out to left, pop to third, fly out to left. And strike 3 called, outside corner, 2 away. Here comes Brandt, singled, reached on an error, and a strikeout, and has come across to score twice.
Number 23, Nick Brandt.
That called strike 3 at Griffin was really close either way. I can't really argue with that one, so just got a replay there.
First pitch is going to be outside to Brandt, ball 1.
If anything, it was just a tick outside.
And that is fouled off to the right. Down low, 2-1. And that one is hit sharply into left field for a solid single. So Brandt, with his second hit of the game, is aboard with 2 outs. And I'll move it along to Johnny Teglin, who's reached all 3 times today. Single walk, scored twice.
Yeah, John having his best game as a Hawk, I think, today.
Really, the bottom of the lineup has been doing a lot of damage. 4 runs scored out of the 7 and 8 hole, with, I believe, Krebs driving in all 4 of them, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, like you say, been a good day for all 3 of the guys at the bottom of the order.
And that first pitch is away to Teglin, ball 1.
Should say Kruger with 106 pitches today, 70 strikes, 4 earned, 7 runs, 4 earned, 3 Ks and a walk. Also hit, I believe he hit 2.
And breaking ball outside to Johnny, 2-0.
Hey, DJ, geared up, ready to go. Line yours.
That is a little nubber to third base. Over to second, and they retire Brandt on the fielder's choice, and that'll do it for the Hawks in the 7th inning. We're through 7 complete. Hawks leading it 7-4. We're going to head to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with you. Stay tuned.
Who are we? We are artists. We are entertainers. We are storytellers. We are teachers. We keep you informed. We follow the action. Who are we? We are Hastings Community TV.
How can I help you today?
I don't think I'm in the right place. I have big dreams, like crab brewery-sized dreams.
I like it.
Your bank is very,
Cozy?
yes.
Yeah, I know what you mean. We prefer more personal interactions. We dedicate the majority of our space to our customers' dreams.
Wow. Look at that.
I know, it never gets old.
Wow, this is way bigger than your office.
Recap, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on, and no
All right, welcome back. Top of the 8th inning. Benny Teglin going to start things off against the bottom of the Miesville order. Starting with Eddie Piney, swing and a miss, strike 1.
Pawnee, number 8 hitter.
That is skied into center field. Selesky jogging in a few steps. He's got it, one away.
Another 2-pitch out here for Tegeland.
And Mazzetti, the second baseman, coming to the plate.
13, Alex Mazzetti.
First pitch to him, a breaking ball just inside, ball 1. That's what we were talking about, Derek. The inside corner to right, he's not always been that generous today.
Yeah, I thought that was a strike as soon as you said
That
it.
is up in the air to left field. Hit pretty well, but skied over there near the line. It's going to be, I believe that is DeSutter out there to put that away for out number 2.
Yeah, he turns around. It's definitely DeSutter still in left field.
Batting number 15, Noah Hahn.
So 2 quick fly ball outs, and that'll turn the lineup over to Noah Hahn, left fielder. Singled, hit by a pitch, fly out, and strikeout, 1 for 3. And that is popped up to short center field. Selesky had to speed up and take a couple extra steps, but puts it away for out number 3. So that is the first 1-2-3 inning of the game for Ben Tegeland, and it's another quick one, about 5 pitches.
That's 10 pitches over the last 2 innings for Ben. 92, 97, and now he's at 102 for the day.
All right, good after that good inning. Well, it's a good time to finish up the story of Cy Young. Young pitched until age 45, declining towards the end of his career, but still running up amazing records that will never be approached. His 511 career wins is 94 ahead of second place Walter Johnson, and his records of 7,356 innings, 815 starts, and 749 complete games will also likely stand forever as well as his 316 career losses. He won 20 games an amazing 15 times and 30 games 5 times, adding 3 career no-hitters. In 1937, Young was elected to the second ever class of baseball's Hall of Fame. Some say missing out on the initial class due to the way voting was tabulated for older players that had not been watched by as many of the current voters. However, many consider him the inventor of modern pitching, and as we all know, his name today is literally synonymous with pitching excellence. So I got a little bit quiz for you, Derek.
Okay.
I have a bunch of pitchers who have multiple Cy Young awards. Do you know who has? Can you name any of those guys with more than 3 Cy? I'll give you anybody with more than 2 Cy Young awards if you can name any of those guys.
What about Walter Johnson?
Walter Johnson was before the Cy Young Award, which was instituted in 1954. So remember that part of it.
That's true.
We'll get back to that.
Well, is Clemens on there?
Clemens is number 1 with 7 no-hitters. Yes, indeed, he is. So well done there.
And then you probably have Nolan Ryan, I would think.
Nolan Ryan amazingly never won a Cy Young Award, Derek.
Wow, how do I not know
Amazingly
that?
never won a Cy Young Award, which is crazy. He came in second a bunch of times, but never won it.
Why didn't I not just stop at 1? I was sounding smart there for a minute.
Well, we'll start off with Cooper DeSutter. Leading off the 9th inning, takes a cut and a miss. I believe this is still Hahn out there, working his 2nd inning.
I was just going to say, DeSutter's been pretty good here the last few weeks. I think he is really happy Kruger's out of the game, though.
Yeah, he had a really rough time against Kruger, striking out, looking twice, and getting that fly out to right field. But 1-1 now to Hahn. Tapped foul up the third baseline.
Hawks bullpen is quiet right now, but Trace Brayton was warming up as well in between innings. So
up high, 2-2.
Or I should say in the middle of the inning. So we'll see if the Hawks let Ben come out for the 9th or possibly bring in Trace.
And down low, full count.
We'll see if the Hawks can give him a little more of a lead here as well. DeSutter full count, you would think fastball here.
And he does get one and just tipped foul at the plate. Get another 3-2.
Top of the lineup due up after Cooper.
It is chopped to third base. Backhand play by Piney. Good throw across to get to Sutter. One away. Good backhand play at the bag and strong throw across. We'll give you a couple of more of the guys before Nolan Drossel comes to the plate. Randy Johnson, 5 Cy Youngs, including 4 in a row. Greg Maddox also won 4 all in a row. And Steve Lefty Carlson also with 4. Those are the only guys above 3 between innings. I'll run the list of guys with 3 after this AB as Nolan Drossel takes one high for a ball.
You know I love my lefty pitchers, so I like hearing that there's a couple of those guys in there.
Actually, yeah, 2 of them. Yep. And in there for a strike, 1-1.
Of course, Randy Johnson, the only person I know of to kill a bird with a pitch.
Kill a bird with a pitch. What? One of the, and that's a grounded on to out to shortstop, throw across, 2 away. 3 awards all time, Derek. Sandy Koufax, Tom Seaver, Jim Palmer, Pedro Martinez, Clayton Kershaw, Max Scherzer, and Justin Verlander, all with 3. So quite a collection of Hall of Famers and future Hall of Famers. And here is Max Krebs, been the hero of the game offensively for the Hawks so far. 3 for 3 with a hit by pitch and a couple of singles in that big 3-run homer, and that's straight up the middle, 4-hit game for Max Krebs. So just a phenomenal game at the plate for him. He's just white hot.
He's just been turning it on. Max was hitting 400 before the game, so he might be up in Mitch Iliff territory here.
He's getting there, yep. Iliff is 1 for 2, doubled, hit into a double play, and has been hit by a pitch twice, has Mitch. First pitch to him is outside for a ball. Just for the record, other guys with 2, Denny McLean, Bob Gibson, Gaylord Perry, Brett Saberhagen, Tom Glavine, Johan Santana, Tim Lincecum, Roy Halladay, Corey Kluber, Jake DeGrom, and Blake Snell, all with 2 Cys, as that pitch is up high, 2-0 to Iliff. That is popped foul, gonna get out of play. 2-1.
Thought maybe Mitch was gonna hit the lights there, just missed them over down the left field line. You know, if the guys want to break a few more lights, maybe we can get some new ones.
Hey, well, you know what? We'll take it.
Yeah, but you made it seem like I wasn't like the slot.
That one is shot straight up the middle. Another solid base hit. Krebs will check in at second and stop there.
We'll put a runner in scoring position for the cleanup hitter today, Jack Selesky.
And we're going to get a pinch runner at first base.
Number 3, Jack Selesky.
Going to be 15.
That'll be Jack Nelson.
Oh, Jack Nelson. Oh, Jack. Good to see him. Good to see him back out here with playing. Obviously, good speed for Jack. I wonder if he's going to come in as a defensive replacement for Mitch in the 9th. That is a possibility. Very good outfielder is Jack.
Another outstanding game for Mitch if he is pulled for the 9th inning. Miesville going to have a little meeting of on the mound here between catcher and pitcher. And as Johnny was just saying, real good speed on the base pass now for the Hawks. Krebs has good speed at second, and Jack Nelson can absolutely fly at first base.
First pitch to Jack is popped foul and going to be off the top of the equipment shed, I believe. Strike 1. Did it go into the dumpster? It might have gone into the construction dumpster, somebody's saying.
Everybody laughing when Bruce jumped in the dumpster, but you never know when a little kid might want to.
0-1 is inside to Jack, 1-1.
Don't want anybody getting hurt there.
It is popped foul. Coming for a look. It's going to get, oh, geez. It's there was a little girl right there, but it missed her. She's just kind of walking around nonchalantly. And a guy just I see a guy over there walking, just putting his hands up, looking for flying balls. Luckily, a couple of little kids over there, neither of them got hit by that foul ball.
I don't know if I should really say this or not, but that's my niece and nephew, so.
Now 1-2 is fair ball inside the third baseline. Rounding third and coming around to score is going to be Krebs. Checking in at third is Jack Nelson, and Selesky gets off the schneid with a 2-out double right down the line to tack on another insurance run for the Hawks. And give us another Applebee's drawing as well.
And I great job of hitting there by Jack, but something that maybe not everyone would notice is Jack Nelson from first to third on a ball hit to left. He stops at second. Obviously, Jack's not
very true.
At second
very
himself.
True. It does have the advantage of being 2 outs, being able to be flying the whole way. Yep. So here is Kryn with 2 runners in scoring position, a chance to pad his stats a little bit. Pitch up high for a ball. Kryn, I don't know if he's going to would be able to retake the RBI lead from Krebs, but would have a chance to add 2 more to his collection. Like you said, 2 speedy runners on base. Big breaking ball up high, 2-0. 1 speedy runner at third, and Selesky not a bad runner at second base either.
I'd say yes, he's above average.
Yep, for sure. That's popped foul over our heads, 2-1.
Yeah, so just a reminder for folks listening online, the Hawks with that run now lead 8-4 here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Yep, thank you for bringing that up, Derek. I know we do have a good contingent of people listening online, despite the fact that we've got an HCTV television game. Thanks to everybody for that. That is up in the air to left field. Hit pretty well, but it looks like Hahn is, or not Hahn anymore, Vanderbosch is tracking it, and he puts it away for out number 3. That'll do it for the Hawks in the bottom of the 8th inning. They do put up an insurance run and lead 8-4. We head to the 9th inning after a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
But here is the difference for the class of 1990.
We went from mile high Eagles to
I know you're all excited about Y2K. You could lose power or party like it's 1999.
Hastings High School has been graduating seniors since the first commencement of the 87. Congratulations, class of 2023. Go Raiders!
Funding for community TV is in rapid decline, and HCTV will not survive without your help. Let your local representatives know that you support community TV. To learn more, visit savecommunitytv.com.
Back at you for the top of the 9th inning. Benny Teglin going to get the first crack to finish this one off with a 4-run lead. We do have some movement defensively. Corey Walters is in one of the outfield positions. It looks like he is going out to right field. Selesky's going to stay in center, and I think that's still Griffin with the blue glove, or not Griffin, but actually that is
Mitch Iliff.
Mitch Iliff switching to left field over there. Thank you, Derek. Not Cooper to center, pardon me. So it's going to be 2-3-4 due up for the Mudhens. Max Gam going to start things off. Fly out, ground out, sacrifice bunt, and a single. First pitch from Benny Teglin misses inside for a ball.
Benny now at 103 pitches. Brayton again, the lefty, warming up in the bullpen, staying loose just in case.
And that one is in the air to center field, and that's going to drop for extra bases, I believe. Heading into second is going to be Gam, and he has a leadoff double. So leadoff batter aboard. That'll bring up Brock Reinhardt, who has reached all 4 times, double, single, single, and been hit by a pitch in 4 trips. First pitch is away for a ball. And Griffin going to head out, talk to Benny to go over the signs here. Say might have been a little bit on a different page on that first pitch, perhaps.
Always a good idea with a runner on second base. Also, of course, gives Brayton another chance to get a couple pitches in there and make sure he's ready to go.
That one is hit sharply out to right field, and that's going to one-hop Walters, and the first 2 runners are aboard for the Mudhens. So that's going to bring up Evan Nelson, who's 0 for 4 against Tegelen today, and we're going to have a meeting at the mound. So Evan Nelson now coming to the plate. First pitch to him is grounded past Kryn for a base hit into left field. Run is going to come around to score. First 3 runners are aboard, and it is 8-5. So here's McNellis now. 3 quick runners for Miesville, and the lead is cut to 3. Still no move from the Hawks dugout. First pitch to McNellis is a little tapper back to Ben. Over to second for 1. Return throw not in time. They do get the first out. Reinhardt over to third on the play.
And now Madsen will come out, and they're going to make the change here with runners on the corners and 1 away. Or maybe he's not. He's staying outside the line here. So.
Well, he's coming over to speak to the ump about something.
Probably the play at second base would be my guess. So he is not going to make a pitching change, just a conversation at second base. Brayton looks ready. He's just standing out there on the bullpen mound.
First pitch to Vanderbosch. He is down low for a ball. And tapped foul, strike 1. Quick throw over to first, and runner dives back. Up in the air, hooking foul. 1-2. One and two, sharply hit, and Teglin did stop the ball enough to step on first base and get that second out. Run will come home to score, but there are two away. Actually, good play by Teglin over there. It was a hot shot down the first baseline. Managed to get his glove on that ball to just block it, and came up with it. Just stepped on the bag. Reinhardt will come home to score to make it a 2-run game. RBI to Vanderbosch, and here comes Joey Werner. Does represent the tying run.
Teglin steps off the mound here, so we have a minute break.
First pitch from Ben is chopped foul, strike one. Teglin and DiTorodoro having a little chat out at the hill. One delivery is low, 1-1.
Teglin up to 114 pitches on the day here for the Hawks. Just needs one more out, hopefully on the next pitch.
There's a chopper wide of first base, strike two. And chopped foul past the Miesville dugout, 1-2. Down and in, 2-2. That is chopped foul once again. Another 2-2 coming up.
Good battle here between the two of them. Ben keeps putting it in there. Werner just getting a piece, chopping him foul. Ben is up to 118 on the day right now.
That's popped up, but foul out of play. That is hooking foul down the left field line. We'll have another pitch coming.
One hit the base of the fence, almost shot back into fair territory. So Iliff will go over there and throws it foul over the fence to Brayton in the bullpen.
And down and in, 3-2. That is hooking foul once again down the right field line.
Again, off the fence and back into foul territory. Corey will throw that one in.
If it consistently happens, bro needs to be talked to.
3-2 is chopped to first base. Johnny has it, steps on the bag, and that'll do it. So big win for the Hawks, getting over Miesville. Huge section win. First win in a couple years against the Mudhens, and a huge win in the standings as well, Derek. A big win in the Class A standings. Hopefully move them up better in the seeding. Max Krebs, of course, the big hero tonight. Ben Teglin going all the way and gutting out a huge win. But Krebs was really the story offensively. Single, hit by a pitch, 3-run homer in the 4th, which ended up being the difference. Singled in a run in the 6th and singled and scored in the 8th. So 3 runs, 5 RBIs, 4 for 4. Huge game for the Hawks second baseman. A couple great plays in the field to boot.
Yeah, and you know, the Hawks back around the turn of the decade here hadn't beaten Miesville in a good 10 years or so, they thought, and that's the 4th win over Miesville for Hastings in the last, I believe, 5 years.
Multiple hit games for Johnny Tegland, for Brandt, for Mitch Iliff, of course, and just good all-around offensive effort for the Hawks, putting up 8 runs on 12 hits, and Benny Teglin just hanging out to gut up that big second victory of the season for him. Coming up on HCTV, Legion versus Eastridge in here tomorrow. That should be a good game. 7:16, the Hawks are taking on the Elko Express a week from Wednesday. Then the Hastings Hurricanes get on TV against Lakeville. And we finish out our Hawks season on the 18th, that Friday, as the Rochester Royals come to town. Hunter Pinky has been your producer-director today. I have been Johnny Stocker, Derek Simon, the birthday boy, to my right. Camera operators Ian Andrusek, Max Slocum, and Tori Sellner. Graphics replay Hunter Pinky and Derek Simon operating the scoreboard today. Actually, that's Hunter operating the scoreboard. So the Hawks give Derek an excellent 50th birthday present with an 8-6 victory over the Mudhens. Thanks, everybody, for listening, and have a great Sunday. We'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.